Just like that, back again, Thursday. What's good, everybody? Hope you're ready for an exciting show. Thursdays are always a little bit lit. They're a solid hour, one whole hour of market overlook. I'm going to show you first some basic stuff that's going on. I think everyone's had their freak out moment. Everyone's starting to get their head a little bit more level. Right about the time for more stuff to happen. So let's get ready, shall we? Now let's go. But only, remember please, it's not crypto before dark. It's crypto after dark. Thank you all for being here. I'm Keith, Professor Keith the Simp, regular old Keith. I hate Keith. It's Keith. Keith's wrong. It's fine. I'm used to it. It's cool. Rolling up the sleeves tonight. That's right. We're putting sleeves up. Why? Things have gotten deep, haven't they? Yeah. Things have really picked up. Things have gotten a little crazy. Well, let's talk about it, shall we? I got out the notepad. I got some talking points. And we're going to get talking points from all you. But first, if you would, go hit the like button. They're free. Likes cost nothing around here. The more likes we get, the higher YouTube pushes us up at the algorithm here, and the more people we can help. Why? Because when things like this happen, and the market starts puking, or whenever those trades that you make are down 15, 20, 30%, and they're trash, we can help fix that. Thank you all for coming here. So, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin first. But, I mean, realistically, we're going to go over a bunch of stuff. I want to start with Bitcoin first and the total market cap because it's easier to start with the big dog in the front here and then kind of work back. And I know people have lots of questions about altcoins, and I'm going to try to get to every single one of them tonight. And the reason is because they moved very violently back up, didn't they? Right? A lot of people are hollering dead cat bounce and all this other stuff. I like to shy away from that kind of stuff until we have some confirmation, right? If we don't have confirmation, I'm a confirmation guy. All right. I didn't trade anything except one trade today, and it was to help someone understand more about what was going on and less to stop panicking and freaking out. Right. I only took it just to give an example. Didn't do anything otherwise, just sat in stable coins, and in fact moved stable coins off of the exchange I was using onto my ledger just to be more safe. I took less risks than everyone else, right? I'm more risk adverse, and I don't think enough people are risk adverse. I think far too many people take far too many chances. And I like to step that risk back a little bit and be a little more careful than the average guy. Let's say hey to everyone. If you haven't done so yet, 786unlimited.com. That gets you one full month of December and 1.75 month of November for free in our Discord, where we do all of this stuff nonstop, 24/7, 365. I'm there every day. I'm there for hours and hours and hours every day. I try to answer back every message. I'm behind on messages, and I'm sorry, but things got a little wild. We have tons of information there, tons of people to help, tons of people to talk to, tons of people to talk you off the edge of the cliff. If you need that, come on over, man. It's free. There's no obligation. And if you don't want to, you can cancel and walk away. What's the worst that could happen? You don't pay anything. You would think people would jump on this opportunity. All right? I guess they think I'm trying to swindle them or whatever. Not how it works. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. All right? So, who all's here? Let's go say hey, shall we? Adam, man, what's up? Good to see you. Shorty Guzman. Pepper. Old school Pepper. Round of applause for Pepper. He's been around for years. Mateo, what's up, Mateo? Good to see you. AG, what's up, fan? Dunamis Crypto. Good to see you, brother. Frank, what's up, brother? Joe M, what's up? Educated Dummy. Smart fella. Everford, what's up? Joe M. Look, Heaven, what's up, Luce Jr.? Good to see you, brother. Miss Kelly Slade, how are you, madam? Manolo, what's up? Lunatic Prophet, glad I made it. I thought it was late. Evening, peeps. Good to see you, Joe M. I definitely don't want to be like that dude that lost over 90% of his assets in the market, though. He should have probably been watching these streams rather than getting his info on Twitter. Dude, we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight, too. I got a little monologue planned for that before we actually, but right about halftime. In case you haven't noticed the structure of the way I do these streams on the 1 hour ones, talk for 5 or 10 minutes here at the beginning, Then we hit a bunch of charts. I take a break about halfway through and shift, do a little monologue, and then we get back in the charts. Then we finish it off, right? There's a little set thing we do throughout the whole hour here. It's also difficult to fill an hour without this, because no one wants to hear silence. So it's tough to kind of fill that hour. So I have to chat it down into sections here. But yeah, we're going to talk about that mess. Thor's Hammer, what's up, brother? Good to see you. He's been trading like a madman. He's also doing forex stuff over in the Discord, and I appreciate everything you do over there. Thank you. Jeremy Monroe's not even drunk yet. What's up, brother? Good to see you. What's up, Trade? What's up, Tony? What's up, my guy? Tony's an admin. He says smash that like button. Absolutely, they're free. 66 people on 41 likes. Go hit like. They're free. Try to get 100. We had 100 yesterday afternoon. We had 112, I think. What's up, JD Crypto? Nate S. Rope-a-dope J2.0. Who wears short shorts? I wear short shorts. Steve B says, how about the S&P 500? We can look at that, brother. Tanya Cherry. Tanya Cherry. Good to see you. It might just be Tanya. I don't know. If you're from the South, it's Tanya. Singapore K. Tom Pizderka. Corey, what's up, Corey? I don't know why he's not a... There you go. Cycling Cotton. What's up, Ronan? Time to... Is this time pump dump moon channel? No, it's not this channel, bro. He just wanted to hear me say the words, probably. What's up, Miss Phoebe? Good to see you. To the queen. Adam Mann, Fib Retracement. Okay. Joe D. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Andreas. Jalapapino. Last few days, call for a drink. Let's do it. If you donate here, every dollar that comes through Google gets donated, and I only get half of it to begin with. So they take a big chunk, right? But anything that does come through, we send off and donate it. I don't get very much in a bear market. Obviously, not many people donate. It's fine. But we are planning to build a well in Laos, freshwater well for people who don't have fresh water. So we're trying to do big things there, right? Thank you, brother. All right. Whoo. Let's go. I took chances. Market took money. I got you, brother. Mountain Man. Yo, what's up, brother? Good to see you. I'm weathering the storm pretty good. Colo, what's up? Good to see you. Sun Heights, what's up, my guy? Can you look at render? Yes, we can. Ryan M absolutely killed render. I believe on the way up and on the way down, which was great. Matt Hope, good to see you. I can't say that. IDE, maybe that's it. Good morning. Good to see you. It's actually not here. Bud Wessel. What's up, Heath? Good to see you, brother. Poochie. Gauthier 4K. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Break up the Panthers. Break up the Panthers. Win again. Yeah. I can't get draft picks. We can't get good draft picks and win. It's got to be one or the other. And now we win this. We're one game back out of first place again. What is this shit? So I don't know. Big Tex, looks like you got some sun, sir. Yes, sir, I did. Mexico is hot, brother. And they don't have sunscreen sitting around everywhere because they want you to buy it. And you can't take it with you because you can't go on the plane through customs with it. It's a little racket. All right. When did Thor become an LLC? Look at you. I know, right? It's pretty good. All right, so Bitcoin first. I'm done talking. I'm sorry. Bitcoin first. We did run down to an all-time monthly 50 fib. As you see on the screen right here in the screen box, I'm going to zoom out for you and show you this. I preach this all the time, but hit those high time frame charts. This is the Bitcoin market cap chart. Just shows the amount of money, cash, that has been put into Bitcoin. And currently it's at 326 billion. We were monitoring this last stream and, saying, hey, watch out. We may hit these targets. And damn if they didn't hit, right? Almost perfectly. Bounced right off the 50 fib as well as hit that 325 barrier that I was almost positive it was going to hit. And now it's hit it, right? I was also told it wasn't going to hit that level because of other crap and that I was wrong. I'm not trying to be right. It's not about me. It's about we. All right. I want people to start focusing on that. It's not about me. It's about we. We are doing big things. Not me. We are doing big things. Next time you guys who are political watch politicians, Count how many times they say I or me. All right. You can pretty much tell how a party's going to do things by the way they say I or me. Then listen to a politician who says we, us, they, right? And doesn't include himself in on it. And then you can pick out who's the selfish, narcissistic people and who's not. All right. It's an easy filter for you. For y'all who aren't old enough to notice that stuff happen. I'm 39 now. I noticed this shit. Either way, this is BTC market cap, not dominance, just market cap. Hit the level I wanted to see it hit. Great. Let's go look at the regular Bitcoin tether chart. And yes, some people are going to say, oh, you can't look at Bitcoin tether because fine, we'll change that up too. We still have this fallen wedge playing out. It hasn't tested this lower line of this fallen wedge yet. And I think, honestly, it may not be till next month when that happens. Now, that doesn't mean it can't happen before then, but I still think we come down here and test this white line. Why? Because it's good, strong support. Is there more support below that? Indeed, there is. You see how price kind of got held up right over here at these wicks on the top of this monthly chart? Okay. Add in the fact that we're past that now, and we've gotten closer to the candle reversal right here on the monthly chart. But you look right here, it's the same setup, all right? You're hitting into the wicks down here, which will probably slow progress down, all right? Because that's how this works. When you get to a support level, things tend to slow down. It'll probably slow down here. And a good stopping point is the fact that there's multiple. I'll use my little brush tool, right? There's multiple stopping points right there along that line, okay? I know that's not a perfectly straight line. That's not the point. The point is you can clearly see the support down there, okay? You can clearly see it. By the way, I'm in log mode. If I switch to linear mode, this is what it looks like, okay? While this is chartable, it's very difficult to find accurate support and resistance lines this way. Much easier and cleaner to be in log mode. Linear mode changes the size of the candles to fit the scale of the move. Log mode gives you all the candles as they printed, the same size, and it changes the numbers on the right to fit the candles, not the other way around, okay? And that's why log mode is important. Anyway, I still think we found the bottom of this wedge, and honestly, it could breach the bottom of this wedge and come all the way down here to 10,000 and breach the white line and get down to the bottom of the wedge down here. Who can say that's going to happen or not going to happen? I don't have a wizard ball to shake the magic 8 ball and turn around and say, yes, it's going to happen. It's not the way it works, okay? What I can see here is this is still a downtrend. It's still a monthly chart pointing down. Had someone, me and Jeremy Monroe talked about this, 2-month charts. All right, well, let's go to 2-month chart like that's so much better. Here's your 2-month chart. It's literally the same thing. It's the same thing. Only you can see the resistance levels a little bit cleaner. I'm sorry, the support levels a little bit cleaner. We're hitting these wicks now, okay? It's very clear that that same line is still right about right here, which is right about 10,000. That's why people keep saying that number. It's not because they like that number. It's because there's support there, and the price may hit there and hold up. And you're asking me why I'm only looking at Bitcoin. Because it's still a heavy share of the market cap. In fact, Bitcoin is 40.2% of the market cap as we speak. So 40% of everything goes through Bitcoin. And until that changes and goes down to like 5 or 10%, we have to chart Bitcoin kind of first. Not only Bitcoin, but kind of first. There is to say that it doesn't move everything always, and not everything always moves with it. All right, because you saw altcoins today go up 25, 30%. Bitcoin went up 9 or 8%. All right. Bigger moves from altcoins. They're smaller caps. They move more violently. That's just the way it is. This is the tether chart. Let's go to Bitcoin futures, right? Maybe it's a little different. Nope. Same thing. Only here you see that this chart kind of formed at a certain time. But you can't even see all the action. And this is 2 months. I'm going to go to 1 month. You see, we've kind of already dug down into the candles here on 2 month, right? Well, I don't particularly like the 2-month chart. I don't think it's anything special. Oh, I'm hitting buttons. There we go. Similar situation though, right? This one shows you that Bitcoin was already 20,000, and we know that didn't really happen. It was more like 19,009, 19,980, I believe, is where Bitcoin all-time high stopped back in 2017. Either way, You're getting down in the same area, same support level down here, same situation if you don't use Tether. So people are asking me, well, it's Tether, and because Tether's got, stop. It has nothing to do with it. Just relax. 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 Okay, that's Aaron Rodgers, and I can't stand him. Let's see. The son of Asgard here? No one there. No one from there will come watch streams here because I'm a jerk, right? Because I tell the truth. So that's my Bitcoin look here. What do I see? What do I see this happening? What do I see coming up next? While we could go into next week and have more red, which wouldn't be unheard of, I kind of expect some sideways here and maybe a little bit more up. Because we had so much down at one time, we may get a little bit more up before we get more down. Eventually, I still see this coming down here to the lower levels around 13,000 at least. Now, if it gets down that far, you may have further capitulation down toward 10,000, but not saying that 13,000 is a certainty, but it's my belief that a wick's going to go down there. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. I believe we'll get down to that level. All right. Been saying that since March. I can go back in the live streams and look. Been saying that long. It just took a while to do it, right? Don't mind this red line. That was me in linear mode trying to prove a point earlier. All right, let's go to Ethereum because Ethereum had a great day yesterday, right? And I'm gonna, if anybody who would like to, please post the chart that you want to see over in the chat right here, and we'll look at it. I've got the S&P 500 render. I'm going to do Bitcoin, Ethereum, AVAX, Binance Coin, ADA, XRP. I'm going to go through a bunch of them. But if you want a certain one looked at, chat it up over here on the right and tell me which one you want to look at, and we'll chart it right here live and see what's up. Ask questions. Those who don't know, you find out by asking questions. Okay, and the more questions that you ask, the more answers you will get. That's just how life works. And if you sit in silence and you only lurk, you learn far less. Okay. And I know that's not the thing to do these days. It'd be these modern times where people just don't want to be social. But I'm a social person on the Discord. I'll talk to almost anyone about anything, unless you're asking me to tell you what to do. I'm not going to do that. I'm not your mom or your dad. I'm going to help you, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. Ethereum, same situation happening right here. You've got a big head and shoulders playing out. And I put this on weekly so it's easier to see. That's what I was charting this on here. You see this head and shoulders. You see it broke the neckline. It came back up and retested the neckline, which is very bearish. And then you see over here, we had a smaller head and shoulders also. Now, this one almost broke that right shoulder, but it did not. It did not. It failed. And when it failed right back to what looks to be another neckline. And there is some support here, okay? This is the same support level that Bitcoin's at right now. So in essence, chart-wise, Bitcoin and Ethereum have kind of about leveled off together here, okay? Position-wise, not money-wise, but position-wise. They're in the same spot relatively, support and resistance-wise, historically. Where do I see Ethereum going? Well, this is a little bit easier because this chart's a little bit more violent. We can see it moving. I will say this, Bitcoin likes 618 retraces, and Ethereum likes 618 retraces as well. That's the golden pocket. I expect those to happen. So let's pull a fib on Ethereum, and then I'll jump back to Bitcoin and show the exact same thing what I'm talking about. I'm going to start on this little small one right here. This is still weekly, so it's a big fib. But this shows me that we're currently in a 618 retrace. It came down and wicked, but it's sitting right over top of the golden pocket, right there at that yellow line. Kind of expected it to happen. What's going to happen next week? Tough call. We're really going to have to watch and see. Is it going to hang up right here at 1215, 1220 again and move back up toward 1300? Test that level and then potentially move down? Or do we have a further capitulation where this thing just pushes on through? And I'm going to warn you, if this thing pushes through down here to 1,000 and breaks 1,000, it's not coming back quick. Okay, it's not coming back quick. In fact, I see it going down here to the 700, 600, 550 level. How about that? 700, 600, 550. Those are realistic possibilities for Ethereum because they head back to that same more heavy support zone, just like Bitcoin has, all right? And Ethereum's more heavy support zones are right around here, which is about 780, 750, okay? Around 800. See what I'm saying? It's going to go down there, in my opinion. It just looks like it's going to go down there. Can it hold up here? Yes, it can. Looks like it's pointing that way. We only base things on charts, everybody. It's all I do is just purely charts. I don't speculate. I don't guess. People are talking about news over in the Discord, and I don't know because I don't watch it. All right. So when some big news events happen in the middle of a downtrend and more down happens, well, I was already expecting this, right? I was already expecting it. It's okay. As long as you're not caught up over leverage trading, you're going to be fine. Now, some people have been caught. In fact, it happened just yesterday where people were setting stop losses and they were getting blown through. All right. And I warned you, you got to play small ball here with your futures accounts. Don't be Al God. Don't be that guy. And yeah, I said his name. That's the only time I'm going to say it on here. Don't be him and throw $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in trades thinking you're cool. You're going to get smoked. He got smoked recently. He's going to talk about how much money he's got and everything, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. You don't have an edge. You're just trading with emotions. And eventually that burns you. And everybody learns this over time. If you have more money, you can take more chances. Yes. But you can also lose it all a whole lot faster. All right. I still see this coming in and playing out one step at a time. I'm going to flip back to Bitcoin real quick and show you that high time frame fib here. All right, so if we go back to our lowest swing low to our highest swing high here, we see that we're right there at that same 50 fib, but we haven't gotten to that 618 level of the golden pocket, like I told you, often happens with Bitcoin and Ethereum. That level's way down here at 11,500. It's also under this white line and in that lower part of the falling wedge. Now, if that happens, how long do I think it'll be down there? It's one of two plays here, and this sounds really boring and obvious. It either bounces and wicks very, very sharply, or we bounce and ride sideways and consolidate, in which you'll see more retail money try to scrape together what they've got and get back in. And we're going to talk a little bit about retail money as well. But honestly, I think it won't be down there long. I don't think it'll be down there long. I think it'll be a quick return. I think it'll be a quick return bounce and back up she goes. And I don't think we're going to have a 2020 style drop. While I don't think that COVID changed anything for crypto, I do think it may have slowed progress a little bit, but it still didn't change what happened. It all went up. It just went up a little differently. All right. Because it's kind of the only major outlier amongst all the other cycles. There's one little outlier, but it still did a perfect 1618 retrace. And I can show you that as well if you'd like. All right. GNS, right? Then some of these assets you guys are asking about. Band. Boy, those gains got erased. What's up, Chematic? Yes, I got you, Singapore. That's one everybody's asking about. GMX. Hey, Heath, if you got one you want to look at, let me know, dude. MSFT, Microsoft. Solana. Really? We're looking at Solana? Sure. 13K wouldn't be a bad trip to think about, huh? Absolutely. Now, I'm going to bring up one more point. Lots of talk on social media about accumulating. So if you're accumulating at 15,000, I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm really not, because you've waited so long. What I will say is you could probably do a lot better if you just waited for 10,000 or 13,000, but I get it. You don't want to take that extra risk. So in essence, if you were just accumulating for the super long term here and you did buy 15,000, that's not horrible. Now you still might lose a good chunk of that if it comes down, but again, I don't know if it'll be down there that long. So it's not a horrible play to try to accumulate at 15,000. It's not a bad play. It's not the best play. It's also not the worst. It's kind of like kicking a field goal when you can get a touchdown. You're getting points, but you could have got a touchdown, right? So I understand now. All right, I'm not going to get mad if you're trying to accumulate now. If you're deploying your stables in stages here, that's not a bad play at all. That's probably pretty smart. It's more risk adverse. Even though you might lose a little, you know that it's probably going to come back. So you're doing a pretty decent job of getting back in without overdoing it. I'm not going to be mad at that. Now, if you bought at 22,000 because everybody on Twitter told you we were going to 30 or 40 and you don't have any more money, you fell into the retail bull trap. That's what you get for following the wrong people. We come on here and talk about that all the time to not do that. So, now that you've learned your lesson, don't repeat it. Repeating the same lessons means you didn't learn anything. You're just going to fail again. So, same targets here, like 13,005, 12,005, and 11,000. It could go all the way down to 97.50 because there's a CME gap there. That wouldn't be very fast in my opinion. Just go down there and wick and close it and pull back up. It's never closed that CME gap, and that's the lowest one that there is. Little seed in your head for that one. Now we'll get on to some alts here. AVAX. All right. PSIT. I think that might be a joke from Frank, but I didn't get it yet. Who knows if it's true, but why take the chance? I'm sorry, what's that? Saying KuCoin had big FTX exposure now. Get your money off. Yeah, it doesn't look like they did. The difference in what the exposure is from FTX and others, all right? What FTX did was they had a bunch of their tokens, but instead of just holding tokens, which we know not to be a great idea, they leveraged them and borrowed against it and loaned against it. And then the people that they leveraged and borrowed and loaned to all failed. So that's what happens when the bank uses all the money that they have and blows it. It appears that Binance hasn't done that. It appears so far that KuCoin hasn't done that. There's zero evidence that it's happened yet. I'm not telling you to get all your money off the exchange. It's always safe to use a ledger. I have one right here. Everyone on the Discord knows I've pulled nearly $40,000 off in the last couple of days just to be careful. All right, I didn't take it all off. I've pulled some off. Why? Because I'm trying to be more risk adverse. I'm trying to set a good example. When people say, like, Kobe's a good guy. Kobe's a good guy, right? But when you say something like, who knows, but if it's true, why take the chance? It's just like saying, well, I'm not going to trade. I'm only going to hodl because who knows, right? Well, we've kind of learned how to know. You can kind of see blockchain evidence of the KCS token, of what it's done and what it hasn't done. You know what I mean? Like, we could follow this stuff pretty tight if we really, really wanted to. We'll see who's got exposure and who doesn't, but I don't think it's KuCoin. Don't quote me on that because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not some kind of blockchain sleuth detective. So just be smart with your money. Don't have all your money in one spot ever. I don't think that's a good idea, right? That's never a good idea. WLKN. I'll look for that one. Never heard of her. GMX I got on the list already. Reason for chart springing back. Morge. Essentially, the reason you're seeing the spring back is because we went so far down so fast that it's simply a reactionary move to the heavy down. The difference is, how do we know this thing is going to bounce and continue back up more? Well, that's what support and resistance levels are all about. We had a support level right here on this move up. I'll show you this right here. We had a support level here. Okay. You can move it around a touch if you need to. Maybe you want it down here. Fine, whatever. Maybe you want it back where I had it. Not the point. The point more so is we were above support. All right. Unfortunately, what's happened here is we've slipped under that. And we did go to a high time frame, important level down here at about 16 or about 15.5 to 16,000. But now we're stuck in between a high time frame support and a bit of resistance here. Until this gets back over, it's nothing more than a bearish retest. All right. This needs to break back over this support line and then mosey its way back on up here toward 20,000 and break it again, which I think you might realize is going to use up every bit of momentum that it's got. That doesn't seem realistic to me. In fact, it seems more realistic that this thing floats around in this area for a little bit and then falls more. because once you're failing resistance again and again and again, it's more likely that you fall down farther. Okay. It's just common support resistance moves. Let's do next Binance coin. Where is it at? There it is. All right. I had lots of stuff on this one. Oh, didn't mean to move that. Had lots of stuff on this one. So this major support line right here, this blue line, is still holding up pretty well. We had another support line here that I thought may hold, but what's happened to that one? You've slipped under it, and now you're doing the exact same thing as Bitcoin, only at a higher level. Similar situation. We had this big all-time trend line that had broken, moved up very well, very sharply, couldn't hold. That was unsustainable. That was also resistance. You see the resistance right here. Okay. It hit resistance and failed. After it failed, it ran right back down to that same support level, stuck in this range. In fact, hasn't managed to break out. Now there is a nice trend line right here that it did hold. Things have gotten very volatile. So as it sits right now, I'm not getting involved in this. It's not worth it right now. It's not worth the risk. In fact, this is the exact spot to not do anything for me. Just sit and watch and wait and see what happens. You're going to get a good spot here no matter what if you want to buy. And if you want to sell and short it, you're also going to get a good spot no matter what. So no point in freaking out and hurry up and doing anything. All right. If you haven't done so, we have 79 people, 64 likes. I appreciate the likes. Right there's the thing. Click like and subscribe. We're getting close to 10,000. But here's our Discord, everybody. It's very cool. You just jump over and talk all you want. We have the Launchpass link, which is right here. Click on the Launchpass link. You get free 2 months, or 1 and 3/4 months now, all the way to the end of December. Free. And if you don't want to keep doing it, you can walk away. No problem. Just undo it and walk away. No one's going to be mad at you at all. I just want everyone to learn as much as they can from now till the bottom comes in to make the best decisions possible on the way up and moving forward. Okay. We had almost 800 messages in the last day or two, which is wild. That's bull run stuff. We have 4,000 people, hardly any more bots, right? And we're filtering out a lot of the scammers. We're still getting them, but we filtered out a ton of them. All right. You also have to verify now, right? There's a little verify thing. You click verify to make sure you're not a scammer. And then scammers still get in, believe it or not. So, that's part of the game. Launchpass link is also down below in the bottom of the video here. Let's go to ADA. All right, ADA, same situation, and this is what I was worried about Bitcoin doing. ADA is kind of ahead in this fashion. And what do I mean? ADA already broke this level that I just showed you with Bitcoin, and I'll skip back to it real fast. You can see it. Same level right there, that red line. Same thing. All right, we can go back here to ADA. Similar situation, only now it's this white line. All right, same thing. Bearish retest on the bottom, and then look what happened afterwards. Another pullback and a lower low, as a matter of fact. And now you're making a lower high again. And this sets up another lower low, which leads us down here toward about 23.5, 24 cents, maybe a quarter. All right, not great for ADA. All right. No buys to be had here. Why? Because it's not confirmed yet. If I put in any indicator out here, they're all going to be bearish. All of them. So why are you buying? Think about it. Be careful if you're going to buy down here. I don't hate accumulating, but you probably can get a better price. It's 35 cents now. You can get it for 30% more off. Think about that. That's a lot of money. Maybe 20% off, whatever. Still a good bit. You don't want 20%? Like I want 20%. Thank you, Heath. Very helpful stuff in the Discord. Jeremy said free. Manolo says, do you think it will capitulate till midway? Great question. And here's the midway chart that he's talking about. This is Bitcoin historically. All right. There's going to be a lot of lines on the screen, but bear with me. They're all color coordinated on purpose. I showed this several streams ago, thought it had invalidated, being proven that it hasn't invalidated now. Every single cycle, we have the same things happen. Heath, listen to this. This is what I was talking to you about. Okay, this is what the FTX guys Celsius guys, 3 Arrow Capital guys, Voyager guys, all failed to do is read the chart. Every single time the same thing happens in one stage or another at a different point, but close to the same area. All right. We have a bull run peak. After the bull run peak, we have another halvening coming. But before the halvening, things happen. And what is a halvening? Every so often, Bitcoin goes through a cycle where the rewards for mining Bitcoin are cut in half. And what happens is a supply and demand event where the demand goes way up because there's way less of it. So that literally causes a bull run. All right. This happens over and over and over. It's happened multiple times already. It will continue to happen. Now, things happen in between then. So from this bull run peak to the green line was a certain period of time. Midway through it, the red line, 100 days before that red line, big drop in price, right? After that, we had a post midway peak in the next summer. After that, we had a halvening and price went up. Repeat. That was 2012. 2012. All right. Here's 2014, which in my opinion, we're more closely modeling than 2018. Okay. Bull run peak. You created a downtrend. You had a sharper downtrend, just like we've got now. The next halvening was in July of 16 on Monday, July 16th. Monday, July 11, 2016. I'm sorry. In between there, you had several points of interest. Midway, which is in between the peak and the halvening, 100 days before, big drop off, historical retrace. By the way, the 2012 retrace, 90%. This one was 87%. The next one was 84%. We're at 72 to 73% right now. You've got to think that there's more coming. All right. It's just the math. Either way, 100 days before drop off. After that 100 days was over, the next summer, July 15, up we go, peaked out, fell off, hit the big trend line, just like we may do now, broke the short-term trend line, then hit the big trend line. Okay, you paying attention here? Then we come down right up to the next halvening, short little drop off after the halvening. Once everybody got their bearings right, big bull run afterwards. Okay, I think this is what's going to happen next. I think this is what happens next. Not 2018, 2015. All right. Same thing in 2018, though. Bull run peak, halvening. In between, several interesting points. Midway, red line. Yellow line is 100 days before midway. Big drop off to a historical level. This one was 84, 83%, right? Anyway, after that, the next summer, post midway peak. July, the next summer after the midway. Same thing every time. Then we fell off. We had one more capitulation. Same thing happened back here, capitulation. Same thing happened back here, capitulation. Over and over and over, the same things keep happening. Now, you could argue that this one was more exaggerated because of COVID. Not the point. Point is, it still happened. Then they had our halvening, short little pullback, and then off she went. Now, current time frame, bull run peak, next halvening, March 24, midway, January 23. We're not there yet, are we? No, we still have about 45, 50 days to go. Which means we're not out of the 100 days yet. Hey, look, 100 days. We've started to fall off. Again, historical retrace levels way down here. That's the 618 level, by the way. Shall I show you? And I shall. From the bottom to the top. Right there. 618 retrace at 11,700 by the non-tether chart. This is the index chart on TradingView. Either way, we had a hard downtrend, and then we had our sharper downtrend. Yeah, just like 2014. It's almost like it's almost the same. It's almost like FTX's CEO, Celsius's CEO, Voyager's CEO, 3 Arrows Capital CEO, Michael Saylor. All of you should just read the chart. My God, it's not that hard. Anyway, what do I see happening? Well, I think by the end of the midway point here, we stop our capitulation. That doesn't mean it's exactly how it'll happen. There could be contributing factors. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not Miss Cleo. I don't know. But I know that the chart is fairly damn accurate. All right. Midway next summer, July 23. All right. Perhaps testing this big line right here and seeing what happens. Halvening happens. Bull run. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, folks? Let's be mindful here. Halvenings happen until 20 forever. Okay? That's the way Bitcoin works. Tons of happenings. Tons of happenings. Oh, Tony. Salute to my fellow veterans. Thank you, by the way, Tony. I'll be back sometime this week out with my brothers in arms that are still here and visiting. Cheers. Let's do it, bro. I haven't done many charts, and I'm sorry. I'm about to tear the charts up. Here we go. Panthers won. It's a good day, right? Whoo. All right. Link. Got you, Phoebe. All right. Let's go through the charts now. SPX, S&P 500. All right. We were up 5% yesterday. That's crazy numbers for the S&P 500. However, still down. All we did was back test on the weekly chart, this short-term trend line here. We did come down and touch one of the take profit levels. Now that we've started this run back up, let's get a fib on this and see how far it's gone, because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's called the golden pocket for a reason. It was developed for stocks and bonds and equities. And look where we're heading, right to the golden pocket, 397, 402, 405. A psychological number of 400 will likely be a barrier to progress. We also have a gap now from 387, 388 down to about 380, right? That's an 8-point gap. That's huge. All right. It will eventually close that likely. There are other gaps. There's a ton of gaps in this chart. I think everything will eventually bounce back. Yes. Let's be realistic. One more thing. Crypto is not the traditional market. You can't just hold it forever and think you're always going to get gains. The Dow Jones has been in a nearly 100-year bull market. I need you to understand that crypto has not done that. Crypto has had multiple cycles of 70 and 80% and 90% pullbacks where you could have sold and then rebought and made 90% more than you had. And let's get conservative and say 50% more than you had. If you don't do this, you're not being risk adverse. And those same people that you're trusting with your money on those exchanges who clearly don't read the chart are going to continue to fail you over and over and over again. Okay? I can't stress this enough. You have to use the chart to see what's coming. If you don't, you will lose. It's very simple. I don't want you guys to lose. I want everybody to make money with me, because I'm not going to lose anymore. I've already learned my lesson. If I'm going to lose, it's going to be tiny amounts. I'm not going to lose huge chunks anymore. I'm over that shit. Not going to happen anymore. It's time to get everyone to listen. Okay? This is not traditional stocks. You can't just buy and hold and ride a 100-year bull market. Not happening. Okay? You've got to be smarter than that. You've got to know that halvenings happen. Cycles will continue to conclude and proceed. You have to be smarter than that. Otherwise, positions will get liquidated, money will continue to evaporate, and you will keep losing. All right? I can't be more clear than that. I'm not telling you to be a day trader, but I am telling you to be smarter. Render. All right. Yeah, Render had a brilliant run up here. Render had a brilliant run up here. And then it immediately, bam, switch flipped right back down. Render made a 1618 move, didn't it? 1414. It hit 1414 on the fibs and then pulled back. How far did it pull back? It looks like it did a 786. Yep, did a 786 sniper's alley shot right there on the way back down. Let me zoom in so you can see that really well. There you go. All the way up and then all the way back down, and then bam, right in sniper's alley, and started to pull back. So now it started to pull back. Let's pull a fib in the other direction here. We're going to have to go a little lower because we're running out of data. Let's go down to 4 hour. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see this downtrend I had right here, this little mini downtrend. All right, we came back up and slapped the 50 fib and didn't break it. Not great. Now we've slipped under the 382. Time to pull a fib in the other direction from the bottom up. Someone asked me to go over fibs. Here's how I do it. One step at a time. I work from larger down to smaller. Now we're sitting on top of the 50 fib. We just hit the 50 fib going up. Now we've hit the 50 fib going down. I bet you this thing ping pongs a little bit and tries to make its mind up on what it wants to do. All right. So I wouldn't be involved in this either way right now. Stuck in between moving averages, but still over the 200 on the 4 hour. That's not bad. Still under the 200 on the daily. That is not great. So exactly why I would do nothing on this one. Crew Jones, bro. Happy birthday, Marines. Big facts, dude. I almost joined the Marines back in 2001. You guys know what happened in 2001. I may not be here if I did because I would have been first deployed back then. Life happens the way it happens, man. I don't know how I'm here, but I'm here, and I'm thankful for every day. Woo! All right. I don't drink a lot much anymore. Goodness. All right. So there's my render look. All right, GNS USD. I'm going to pay on through some of these charts. I know I talked way too much. I'm sorry, but the market's been very volatile. GNS, huge fall off here. Nothing good to say about this. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Need to see some improvement first. Band had a hell of a run and then a hell of a fall off, and it's trying to get it back. Still over the 200. That's good. Bounced off the 50. That's good. You made a lower high. All right. It kind of looks like XRP, doesn't it? We'll show you XRP here in a moment too, but it's still stuck here. I know it feels good that it ran up, but it just ran up and hit resistance. Now it's stuck. I need to see this thing smooth its way out a little bit. The moving averages are still out of order and jumbled up. I bet you this thing jogs sideways a little bit also. Matic. Sorry, I spelled it wrong. I'm holding an ink pen. Because I told you guys, I write down everything I'm doing here, okay? I write down everything I'm doing. I like to go back and watch myself and check myself to see what I do wrong. And when I do something wrong, I try not to repeat that mistake again. It's very important. All right. So Matic hit a couple key points here, ran all the way back up and did a sniper's alley check, and has now started to pull back and get back under that same red line right there. Stuck again. Chart's very messy, as a matter of fact. Let me pull some of this stuff off. That's cleaner. It's very messy, though. It's very herky-jerky. So this tells me a higher time frame move is happening. What I see here is a hanging man or a spinner candle or a hanging man candle here, kind of telling us to watch out. This thing may fall over and die. It's a candle pattern where you have a solid green with a spinning candle with long wicks on both top and bottom, but it's not a doji. And it comes after that, and it's more toward the top half of the previous candle. I hate chart patterns sometimes because of this. It's kind of too deep for necessary, but it happens. Bro, oh, man, we had German porn bots are back. Let's have a drink for the German porn bots. Thank you, Tony, for muting all the German porn bots. But you know you've made it when you have porn bots, right? Good times. Either way, this thing shows me that it's not quite ready yet. I know it feels good because it's so high, but the bull market's not here yet. It's not here yet. And this kind of feels like it's going to roll over and play dead. I bet this forms a really ugly head and shoulders. I'm not involved in Matic. But the daily doesn't look horrible, right? I get it. It is making a lower low, so be careful. You're still over the 8 and 21 EMA. It's trying. It's bouncing off the 200. It's just very iffy for me. Very iffy. The daily is trending down on the RSI too. GMX. GMX is one of those that I do not trust. Big, huge downtrend. Still stayed under this main other downtrend that it started here. No thank you till it crosses it. MSFT. It could continue to capitulate farther. I don't have a floor here because there's no resistance to be had. MSFT, Microsoft. All right, man. Look at Microsoft breakout. All right, let's reverse this and go the other way with it. I believe we have a short-term trend line here, and we do. Right there, short-term trend line. All right, we have a top and bottom. Right there's the top, right there's the bottom. And we're sitting at Sniper's Alley right now. There is a gap, but the indicators show that there may be more room to move up here. We are still under this trend line, so this is a tough one, but I'd be very careful. It could just pull back and smack that bottom of that trend line and bounce down. It could jump over this trend line and move up. It's right in the wrong spot for me to make a move. I need this to be either way down here passing this 50 fib, which it blew right through, and I don't like that, or already over this trend line so that we can find a better spot. Weekly wise, nothing to see here. Just a massive green dildo showing up. Like, hey, look at me, I'm the king. And the stochastic did bounce off the floor, but I'm still worried this thing may drag the floor here. So be careful. I wouldn't. It's tough, but it's in the wrong spot for me to make a play on Microsoft. Solana. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. So honestly, I expect Solana to go back to single digits. Been expecting Solana to go back to single digits for several months now, which we've said on this stream for several months. Boo this man, I know, right? Sorry, but facts are facts. I got to keep it real here, okay? You're not going to like me because I say things that hurt your feelings, but those same things make you and save you money. So hate me for what I am, not for what I do, okay? Under the 50 fib still not great. This thing could continue to capitulate farther. Under 17 and staying under 17 is no go. That's a bad spot. That needs to get back over and stay over. If it doesn't, more down will come in. It could just bounce off the bottom there and continue to fall. There's very, very little support here. There's not good support until all the way back here around $5. Sorry, Solana folks. Just the way it is. Has nothing to do with the team, nothing to do with the blockchain, nothing to do with who bought the coin or when they bought the coin or why they bought the coin or how they bought the coin or what they staked or they didn't stake. I don't care. We already saw this coming. We already saw this coming. All right, AVAX. And don't say you couldn't see this coming, Keith. Go back and look at the other live streams, dude. I'm not going to sit and argue with you about this shit. We've talked about it so much. Ad nauseum, honestly. We haven't quite gotten far enough down on AVAX yet. I still like this one to come down here more toward 11 to 10 bucks. Why? Because that's the last good support. You are at some support now, but you're hanging your head underneath Sniper's Alley. It's kind of like having your head hanging off the bottom of the guillotine. Not good. Still hasn't hit the red box here. I like this to come down to this red box around 11 to 10 bucks. I'll buy AVAX at that area. Why? Because it's worth it at that point. Now, it may go down farther than that. Okay? I'll be ready to cut it and buy it again if I have to. But that's a good risk, in my opinion. That's what I'm going to do. Are you listening, folks? I'm not telling you to do it. Okay? All right. PSIT. I think this may be a joke. Because Frank likes to joke. No, he's being for real. No, you aren't. You're being a dick. I got you. Dopex, DPX. All right, we'll look at that one. RF, got you. Hey, what's up, JG Wentworth, 877 cash now. Buddy, you check GN, USD, it's GNS. My fault. My fault. Thank you, though. Thank you for catching that. GNS, same situation, hasn't gotten any better. It did rebound really quickly, but not enough to move the needle for me. Let's look at. Man, I don't like using Uniswap charts. That's why, because they don't look very good. They don't look very good. Man, I can't get a good chart. Either way, I don't like the way it looks. It's still in that lower high area. It needs to come out of that lower high. If it doesn't come out of that lower high, we're going to continue to play games here. WLKN. Looking coin on Wobie. Yeah. Looks like a fallen knife. No thank you on that one. Link. Don't grab the knife till it stops falling. We were watching Link here bounce around inside this triangle. It broke north, it broke south, and now it's on the bottom of the trend line here. This looks a lot like DAG. Sorry, DAG Chads. Looks a lot like DAG, where it's bounced off the bottom of the trend line right here and could continue to capitulate down to around $5.50. All right, where it's at before. Sucks, huh? Don't say it can't happen. In fact, it could go lower than that, but that's the next level of importance to me, $5.25. Disney. Boy, oh boy. Pelosi did close this option because she got absolutely roasted on it. Roasted. And honestly, we kind of speculate that she did this on purpose, just to say she did and have a tax write-off. Still trending down, massive gap down. Doesn't look like it's getting any better anytime soon. They are getting absolutely smoked here. Could gap back up all the way to $98, but it's not worth touching to me. Looks horrible. Good Lord. Apes everywhere, dude. Don't be an ape. Apes belong in the jungle, dude. Not on charts, not investing. And you can get mad if I said that. That's fine. DPX isn't on TradingView. And usually if it isn't on, I'll try this one. Man. If I'm going on this chart, it's a falling knife. I wouldn't touch this one either. RF. Regions Financial. All right, now this one's got a good, decent look. It's over trend. It's in Sniper's Alley, and it's making a diamond at the top. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. Had to sneeze. All right, so we got a diamond at the top here. Here's what I mean by a diamond at the top. Right? Got a diamond at the top. This is a bullish scenario here. If this can hold 786, which is $21, we can make a run at $28 up here, but not until then. One way or another, this needs to break either north or south. I would be careful. I don't like it sitting in Sniper's Alley like this, but I'm going to be honest with you, there's not a lot of equities that look like this, and there's not a ton of resistance back to $28 either. KDA, gotcha, Kadena chain. This gets a lot of hype on Twitter, so that's why people ask me about it. But yeah, bro, y'all know I don't buy hype here. Let me find a better KDA chart. There we go. Yeah, still short. Been short, nothing to see here. In fact, this thing may come all the way down to 67 cents. Boy. Not a single one of these has got a check mark put beside it yet. How's that look? Thank you, Kelly. MVX. A lot of falling knives so far. A lot of falling knives. All right, MDX, amongst all of this ugliness, has done nothing but go up. MetaVault trade sounds super scammy just from the name alone. There is a trend line here. It's still holding it. All right, there you go. I'm not in this. I'm not going to touch it. It looks like a degen play, and I'm not a degen. But I will say this, it's not dead yet. It's doing better than most. Looks like it's come back this trend line, though. We'll see if it can hold it. Oh, more porn bots. More porn bots. Let's go. You love to see them. You love to see them. Could you check BNX? I sure could, sir. BNX. Call now. WLKN is more traded on Bybit, mate. It's a move to earn coin. You think will be a next STEPN? It was at 2 cents today. Is better, almost 4 cents, but yeah, it's risky. But for free, me, since I just walked. All right, yeah, I get what you're saying. It doesn't matter where you chart it. It's all going to come out in the wash. There'll be a little bit of arbitrage one way or the other, but not enough to worry about it. I tend to go with the same charts everywhere with more trusted exchange. I've found that certain charts on certain exchanges have massive wicks, which are very, very difficult to deal with. And if you go to the bigger exchanges, they tend not to have that happen. That's why I use the exchanges charts that I use. They're more consistent, and it gives me a better look. Rona said, wait, hot girls? All right. BNX here, sitting in Sniper's Alley. This looks like it's going to fade and roll over to me. But as long as it can hold 138, it's all right. Fall below 138, you're in trouble. That's BNX. All right, then RDNT. Man, a lot of these are on deck screener, and no thank you on this one. No thank you. This is a degen play, and I'm not a degen, so I'm not going to do it. QNT, USD. Yeah, I caught a lot of crap for quant right here for not buying it, and now look. There's a reason I don't chase, and this is exactly why I don't chase, because there's no reason. The train will eventually come back to the station again. There was gains to be had here, and I admit that. However, it's come back down to earth. Good news is it's still above certain key levels. It's above this 382 fib, and it can go back up to as far as 151. Let's see if it can pull that off. Because if it can and get above 151, then you're doing great. If not, we're just going to get more chop and fall back down again and head down to this $95 region or $77 region for quant. It's fully possible. And tell me it's not. Do this for a living. Gold and silver will be one of the last few things we do. I'll do mask first. MSK. Is it MSK? MASK. All right. Mask, massive run. Now starting its pullback, forming a head and shoulders. I expect more down. Very simple there. That one was easy. Gold and silver. Here is gold first. Don't call it a comeback. Gold has broken the trend line on the daily. Let's go. Now it's got to get through some hard levels here, all right? That white line, this 236 line is going to be big. Let's pull a fib on this. This is getting interesting finally for gold. If you guys were watching. Yeah, there's a double confirmation right here around 1776. Oh, how about that number? Let freedom ring. Got to break that level to do anything spectacular, but if we can get above that, 1829 and 1883 is the key level, but that all has to go through 1776 first. About silver, this will be the last one we do. Silver looks better than gold, kind of front-running gold a little bit. All right, stuck at the 50 fib. Be careful here. It can get chopped down and roll over, but I still like $22.80. It is hitting resistance. Let's see if it can get through it. Indicator's getting hot. I don't know how much farther it can go. I said do assassin chain, bro. I can't do assassin chain. We'll talk about that later too, by the way. Anyway, that's been an hour. Dude, that flew by. Thank you all for coming. We'll be back again on Tuesday. Same time, only for 30 minutes. Wednesday, the next day after that, 2 p.m. And then Thursday next week, 1 full hour, just like we did tonight. Thank you all for coming. Keep your heads on. If you're stressed out, you don't know what to do, walk away, go for a walk, have a beer, have a smoke, relax. Nothing to panic about. Okay? Stop freaking out. Everything's going to be okay. I promise. If you're above ground, you're doing well. All right? I'll leave you with this. In the words of the late, great Notorious B.I.G., you could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to come here with me. I appreciate that more than you can realize. Thank you. I'll see y'all on the next stream. Sky's the limit. Peace.